Hello, good afternoon. Welcome back to Strategic Management. Today we shall continue from where we stopped the last time. The criteria for assessing strategic alternatives. All feasible strategic alternatives, all feasible strategic alternatives should be judged against the criteria that will be highlighted below before a choice can be made. Before a choice can be made. The first one is the appropriateness to available resources. The second is appropriate time horizon. The third is internal consistency. The fourth is external consistency. The fifth is acceptable degree of risk. We then explain them one after the other. The appropriateness to available resources. Here, various strategies should be related to the available resources which management is willing to commit for the purpose. Second, which is appropriate time horizon or horizon. All strategic alternatives must also be related to time horizon, which management is willing to commit for the purpose. Strategic time horizon must be longer. It must also allow for extended time horizon for strategy modification and maintenance of consistency over time. The third is the internal consistency. This talks about the proposed strategy must be assessed as consistent with established mission statements, values, and objectives. The selected strategy must fit these and other strategic elements. The fourth is the external consistency. Here, strategies must also be evaluated. Oh, the third one is internal. It talks about the internal. External. Strategies must also be evaluated against the static and dynamic forces of the external environment. A coping strategy must be capable of arresting threats while utilizing profitable opportunities. A strategy that cannot do this is unfit. The acceptable degree of risk. The firm knows the degree of risk it can assume. Degree of risk assumable depends on the amount of resources which the continued existence or value is not assured. It also depends on the length of time period for which resources are committed, as well as the proportion of resources committed to a single venture. The degree of risk increases with an increase in these factors. Risk and payoff are correlated. High risk strategies promise high payoff, but at the same time, they pose threats to the survival of the enterprise when things go wrong. What are the benefits? of strategic adoption. Strategy formulation and implementation provides the following benefits. One, it facilitates company growth and expansion. Two, it leads a company to act rather than react. Three, it provides a basis for measuring performance. Four, it brings about strategic learning experiences. Strategic learning experiences in managers. Five, it ensures the setting and the acceptance of common goals. Six, it trains and develops managers to inculcate strategic action skills. Seven, it furnishes early indication of financial needs and other needs as well. It also helps a company to capitalize on opportunities and cope with boundary threats, e.g., growth, survival, and competitive threats. We want to move on to the dimensions of grant strategy. The following are the dimensions of strategic changes or transformation. They are in most cases associated with grand or systematic strategy. We have the internal or external dimension. Two, we have the relatedness or unrelatedness dimension. Three, horizontal or vertical dimension. Four, active or passive dimension. You have the basic or derived dimension. You have the local or multinational dimension. You have the diversity or integratedness dimension. Intensiveness or extensiveness. Cooperation or competitive dimension. You have the complete or facial. You also have the current slash potential dimension. Let's explain them one after the other. This is it why. The internal slash external dimension. The internalization is the extent to which the strategy adopted by an organization is independent of any other entity. The externalization is the extent to which the strategy adopted by an organization on is dependent or in association with another entity. That is the juxtaposition. We also have the relatedness and unrelatedness dimension. Relatedness is the extent to which the strategy adopted by an organization is related to current business definition, which covers customer group, customer function, product group, or alternative technology. While the unrelatedness is the extent to which the strategy adopted by an organization is at variance and unrelated to its current business definition. Relatedness is also called concentration or concentric, while unrelatedness is also called conglomerate. We also have the horizontal plus vertical dimension. The horizontalization is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy enlarges or complements the current business definition of an organization. It cuts across customer growth, customer function, product class, or technological alternative. While the verticalization, on the other hand, while the verticalization is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy enriches the current business definition of the company. Enrichment could be backward or forward, or both from the current organizational position. The active and the passive dimension. The active is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy is offensive and is aggressive in anticipation or reaction to environmental threats or to environmental threats as well as opportunities. The passive dimension is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy is defensive, is protective in anticipation or reaction to environmental threats and opportunities. We have the basic and the derived dimension. A basic dimension, also called grand, generic, systemic, or holistic, is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy affects the entirety or totality of the organization, which is corporate. On the other hand, a derived dimension is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy is restricted to a specific organization's function, functions such as production strategy, choice of plant layout, or plant maintenance strategy. Local as well as multinational dimension. Localization is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy is restricted to a single business or businesses at home. Multinationalization is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy is operated both at home and abroad. That is the host economy. We also have the diversity, we have the integratedness dimension. Diversity is the variety of the adopted strategies or the extent to which adopted strategies are heterogeneous, case diversification, or extent to which a newly adopted strategy can be differentiated from the existing strategies in the organization. Integration, on the other hand, as a dimension, is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy collaborates or coordinates or is in harmony with existing strategies of the organization. We have the intensiveness and extensiveness dimension. Intensiveness is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy intensifies, reinforces, or increases organization's operations within the current or potential product market with definition. Extensiveness is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy expands the current or potential product market definition of a company. Cooperation, competitive dimension. Cooperative dimension is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy is in alliance or is joined with other entities' strategies. Competitive dimension, on the other hand, is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy rivals other entities' strategies. We have the complete and we have the facial dimension. The complete or full dimension is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy has permanent, interminable, or durable existence, e.g., complete merger or full integration. Or the extent to which an adopted strategy allows an organization to participate in all stages of the process of getting products into the hands of final users. Partial dimension is the extent to which a newly adopted strategy is non-durable, terminable, or having temporary existence or limited in participating in all stages of production, e.g., cartels, syndicates, pools, price rings, corners, just to mention a few. The former may be long-term and sometimes compulsory or binding, but the latter is short-term and voluntary. We also have current and the potential dimension. The current dimension is the extent to which a strategy is put to existence or actual use or is actualized with reference to the present time. The potential dimension is the extent to which a strategy is put to latent use with reference to a future time. Alternative grant strategy. Grant strategies are common or master strategies intended to furnish basic or generic direction for strategic action. They are the basis of collaborative and enduring efforts directed towards the accomplishment of long-term business objectives. A grant strategy can be defined as a comprehensive General approach that guides major approach in the action towards the realization of long-term objectives. Other authors often refer to grand strategies as master, general, basic, generic, overall systemic or holistic strategy. The discussion of grand strategies are attractive conceptual academic packages which certain problems have restricted their use in practice. The grand strategic alternatives. Strategic alternatives revolve around the questions of whether to continue or change the business the enterprise currently in, or change the business the enterprise is currently in, or improve the efficiency and effectiveness with which the firm achieves its corporate objectives in its chosen business sector. Grand strategic alternatives can be classified in these ways. They are stability strategies, expansion or growth strategies, competitive strategies, international business entry strategies. And we also have contraction, retrenchment, or turnaround strategy. Essentially, let's talk briefly on the alternative grant strategy, which is distinctive features. As highlighted, the grant strategic alternatives can be classified into the stability strategies, the expansion of growth strategies, competitive strategies, the international business entry strategies, and the contraction. We have the contraction, the retrenchment or turnaround strategies. We also have the combination strategy. We'll talk about them briefly. The stability strategies are adopted by an organization that desires incremental improvement. Let's place them. Grand strategic alternatives can classify and be classified into the first one here is the stability strategy. We have the expansion competitive strategy, international business entry strategy. Contraction, retrenchment, turnaround, combination. The stability strategies as explained earlier talks about the desire. It's adopted by an organization that desires incremental improvement of functional performance in all or any of its product market definition, either by either singly or collectively. Examples of such strategies include provision of special service to customers, provision of after-sales service, or modernization of plants to increase efficiency, productivity, and stability. The expansion or growth strategy is adopted when a company broadens the scope of its product market definition. It is an elaborate redefinition of the current product market scope. The redefinition of scope usually leads to expansionary or extended alteration of the corporate philosophy, identity, character, size, and image of the business of the organization. Growth strategy may be intensive, integrative, or diversified, as the case may be. Any of these has great impact on a company's internal configuration, causing extensive changes or transformations in almost all aspects of internal functioning. Strategies here are more risky than stability strategy. A competitive strategy is adopted when a company wants to cope with the boundary of threat with the boundary threat of its rivals. They are a combination of offensive, defensive, and functional area or support strategies employed to cope with the five forces enunciated by Foster in 1980 in order to achieve target objectives. International business entry strategy. They are adopted when a company wants to realize global business objectives through efficient and effective use of available resources across national border in other national border in two or more countries of the world. Global business objectives thus may include profitability. Global business objectives thus may include profitability, growth, survival, competitive position, development, and or public responsibility. International business entry strategic alternatives are trading strategies, joint or cooperative, as well as the direct private investment strategy, the contraction, retrenchment, and turnaround strategy. A retrenchment strategy is followed when an organization subst- substantially reduces the scope of either its customer group, customer functions, or alternative technologies, singly or jointly, in order to improve its performance. Sometimes war strategies they think it is better to retreat rather than to advance. Retrenchment therefore involves total or partial withdrawal from either a customer group, customer function, or alternative technology, e.g., an hospital abandoning treatment of general cases to concentrate on specialty treatment. A training outfit may serve its clientele through distance learning systems and discuss its face-to-face interaction methodology of training to reduce expenses. Use of existing facilities and personnel more efficiently. The combo strategy. This strategy is followed when an organization adopts a mixture of stability, expansion, new business entry, competitive, and retrenchment strategies, either at the same time in its different business or at different times in the same business with the aim of improving performance. This strategy, as an alternative, is a complex response or solution to complex dynamic environmental problems and complications of real-time business. Then have the alternative growth strategy. can be classified into three groups. Intensive growth strategies. Integrative growth strategies. Diversification growth strategies. The intensive growth strategies include market penetration or concentration, product development, and market development. The integrative growth strategies include horizontal integration, background, vertical integration, and forward vertical integration. The diversification. They are made up of concentric or related diversification. Horizontal diversification and conglomerate or unrelated diversification. The alternative growth strategies can be classified into three groups of intensive growth strategies, integrative growth strategies, and diversification growth strategies. As has been explained briefly, the intensive covering the product development, and market penetration or concentration. The integrative covers the horizontal integration, backward vertical integration, and forward vertical integration, while the diversification growth strategies they are made up of concentric or related diversification, the horizontal diversification and conglomerate, or the unrelated diversification. With that, we have come to the end of today. We have come to the end of this class for today. When next we meet, we shall continue from where we stopped. Thank you all for listening. See you next time.